Hi, I'm Stephanie Kim, Senior Editor for Lenses and Technology for Vision Monday and 2020 magazine. This is the July edition of LTV, 2020's monthly video report, where we bring you the latest information about spectacle lenses and optical technology, along with practical advice on ophthalmic dispensing. And now we have some exciting news from ZEISS Vision Care. Today, I will be talking exclusively with Gary Rosenblum, ZEISS Vision Care US new president and CEO. Gary joined ZEISS last month after more than 8 years at Oticon. I've invited Gary here today to discuss how he sees the vision care industry evolving in the next few years and how that will shape ZEISS's future product innovations and direction. First and foremost, congratulations on your new role as President and CEO of ZEISS Vision Care USA, and thank you for taking time to join us on LTV. With ZEISS celebrating its 179th year in November of this year, you've joined a company with a long list of achievements and contributions to the optical science and technology space. And you bring your own significant accomplishments within the hearing and diabetes spaces through your work at Abbott, J&J, and most recently at Oticon, a leading global manufacturer of hearing healthcare solutions. Thank you for joining us, Gary.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Now that you're just about 1 month into your role at ZEISS Vision Care, what are your first impressions of the optical industry? What parallels, if any, are you seeing between the optical industry and the hearing health and diabetes care spaces? What are the key differences? Are there learnings that can be brought forward into the optical space?
Well, first of all, Stephanie, thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here. This is an exciting development in my life. I've been, as you mentioned, I've been in the diabetes care space. I've been in the surgical space, and the last 9 years have been in hearing care. And optical has always been an interest for me. And when this opportunity came my way, I pounced on it because it's a really cool industry to be in. You asked a question about my first impressions and what do I think so far. First of all, it's a lot bigger than hearing aids. I think that's the industry itself is much larger in terms of, we're talking about billions of lenses being dispensed and frames, et cetera, and contact lenses and obviously optometric equipment. So it's a much broader space, which I think makes it very exciting for a business guy like me. But what's similar about it, which I think is really exciting, is it's still a healthcare industry, and the patient is clearly the central focus for eye care professionals, and that's very much similar to what the hearing aid space was. Where, if I compare audiologists and hearing aid specialists to optometrists, they are very focused on what is the latest innovation that they can bring to improve the lives of the patients that they serve, that they help. One of the differences that I actually really like is you still got the healthcare side of it, but then you have the fashion side of it, and that frankly is exciting. I mean, hearing aids are there's not a lot of fashion involved in hearing aids. In hearing aids, it's more about keeping them as invisible as possible.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the optical space or the vision space, it's not so much. It's about how is it part of your look, and I think that makes it very exciting. In addition, ZEISS also does consumer packaged goods products, which is our ZEISS lens wipe business is a huge business. So it's an ancillary business that is in the food, drug, and mass channel, and that's also exciting. And seeing how to, let's call it, enhance both sides of the business. But the last, and just getting back to similarities, the number one thing that I think is really important is that both my previous experience in the hearing aid world at Oticon and now learning the optical business with ZEISS is that there is a large group of independent entrepreneurs that are out there and need to be supported by a manufacturer. And I think that's very much what ZEISS is all about, is really supporting and hopefully helping independent optometrists and opticians grow their businesses. That's what we're in the business to do. So that was very similar to what I did at Oticon, and it made us very successful at Oticon, and that's exactly what I intend to do with ZEISS. So I'm really psyched to be here, and hope to spend many years helping to grow ZEISS and growing the industry. So I'm very excited to be here.
Within the US as well as globally, what trends in healthcare are standing out to you the most? Are there any that truly keep you up at night or that may provide unrealized opportunity? What factors, for example, artificial intelligence, an aging population, or myopia management, do you foresee being influential in guiding the company's product innovations and future strategy?
Yeah, so I will tell you, nothing really keeps me up at night. I sleep like a baby because I really enjoy being a business person in the healthcare space. It's just, look, if I can help my company grow and help my company be successful, while also providing amazing, medical devices and great technology to patients. That's what I've been doing for many, many years. It keeps me very, very happy career-wise. So I don't think there's anything really specifically that's keeping me up at night. I think it's more the opposite, is where are the opportunities, right? And there's so many in the space. The one area that I guess I would hone in on is, you talked about the aging population. It's not just about baby boomers. The the number one year for babies born in the United States was 1957 or so. So you have this peaking of baby boomers that are happening now. But it's not just their need for our products and our services, but it's also the fact that they're much more savvy than we ever would expect. And hence, when it comes to the innovations that we provide, it's something that they're going to ask a lot of questions about. And that's something that we as a manufacturer, as well as the partnership we have with independent eye care professionals, we have to equip everybody so that we can answer these questions that they have, and we can actually give them, I would say, more premium products. It's not just about single vision; it's about progressives. It's about different types of coating and polarized lenses and photochromic, et cetera. These are all very, let's call it, they're complicated parts of the portfolio, and by being able to explain that effectively to the baby boomer population is critical. So I see that as a tremendous opportunity. I don't see that as a problem. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes. Both the hearing and vision care industries leverage technology and specifically artificial intelligence in the diagnosis and treatment of both hearing and optical disorders. Where can AI benefit patients and, more broadly, the optical industry as a whole, and where do you feel it will have the greatest impact?
So, this buzzword of AI floats around all the time. And I just, whenever people ask me this question, because this question came up in the hearing aid space all the time, please understand AI is not the Terminator, right? It's not like the machines are becoming intelligent and they're going to take over our lives and we have anything to worry about. That's not how I would characterize AI. AI is a broad term, including machine learning. It includes deep neural networks, includes ways that essentially processes and machines are taught so that the end product is more powerful and more effective for, in our case, the patient. So I just want to make sure that's clear. If there was a product on the market today that could learn and ultimately be different, the FDA wouldn't approve it because that means that there's something dangerous that could be in the hands or on the faces or in the ears of patients. So let's just be really clear about that to those who are watching this. But where AI works in our space, and it worked in the space that I was in before, is in the, let's call it the technological advancement around the pre-exam, the exam, the dispensary. And one of the things that I think is really exciting that ZEISS is working on and has already sort of launched is this concept called ZEISS Intelligence Augmented Design, right? Which goes back to what I was talking about with respect to learning. Every time a design is developed in the vision space, there's learning that goes into that. And with IAD, or ZEISS's Intelligent Augmented Design, all the learnings that come from the many, many years that ZEISS has been in the business has been integrated into that design. So specifically for the vision business. So, specifically around, I have some notes here just so I know what I'm talking about. So the prescription itself, the wearer preference, the frame parameter, the reading distance, these are all, let's call it elements or parameters that get built into this that gets built into this algorithm or this design. So when the patient is actually treated by the eye care professional, all of this learning essentially results in the output of a much better experience for the patient, and then for the then ultimately a better, when I say experience, meaning better visual quality, better visual elements, etc., which makes the end product that much better. That's how AI gets integrated into the process, which to me is very exciting. And I think that's not going to go away. It's almost how much can ZEISS, after sort of perfecting this idea, expand it to even more products and more technologies. So to me, there's an endless amount of innovation that can come from this concept of machine learning and AI. This can be applied to our VTS business. It can be applied to even the lens wipe business to make things more efficient and more effective. So it's limitless. But I think right now, I think the area for us, which I think is the most exciting, is the ZEISS intelligent augmented design.
ZEISS is world renowned for its leadership in research and innovation in the field of optics. Can you give us any insight into new technologies that ZEISS is currently exploring? How do you see the vision care industry evolving in the next few years? What new products or technologies are on the horizon?
Yep. So of course I can't sort of share everything, because that's what makes it exciting to be in this business. Is you launch new products and you delight and over deliver to your customers and to your patients. So we want to keep that stuff a surprise, and hopefully, and as you know about ZEISS, we are constantly launching products. So
Mhm.
innovation is a very big part of our core. But what I would tell you is, again, just a high level. Obviously, myopia is a really important area for us. I think it is for every manufacturer. So we're clearly focused on that. And as I said, also utilizing our let's call it prowess in AI, and I just talked about with IAD, to leverage that across the portfolio. That's clear, and I don't think that's a surprise to anyone, nor is that proprietary. The other thing that I think is really exciting, and this is something I literally learned yesterday in my new job, is about our DuraVision Gold UV AR coating technology, which is really cool. And it's obviously coating that has the ability to be resistant to dust, dirt, scratches, provides visual comfort, etc. So how do we take that and expand that portfolio even more so? And that is absolutely a focus for us in the future, because the market response has been fantastic. So obviously, anytime a product sells well, you want to see how else you can expand that, and as I said before, delight and over deliver for your customers.
We've covered a lot of ground here. Is there anything else we haven't discussed that you would like to add?
Well, I just want I would probably say I am really looking forward to meeting ZEISS's current customers who are out there. I really plan to spend a lot of time in the field and learning from them. The best way for me to learn my job is not sitting in the office. It's really getting out there and learning from customers. I'm also really interested in meeting customers who are not working with ZEISS, because I assure you it's a great company and we're a great partner, and we will absolutely focus on supporting the independent eye care professional in the future. That's my number one strategy as in my new role. So I really look forward to working with you, and feel free to reach out. Gary.rosenblum@zeiss.com. Super easy email. And I look forward to hearing from everybody. And I think there'll be a lot of events coming up in the future. So I look forward to meeting you at those events, if not in your office individually. So thanks a lot for the warm welcome to the industry.
Thank you for sharing your insights and expertise with us today, Gary. I'm sure our viewers have learned a lot from this discussion.
Thanks, Stephanie.
And that concludes this month's episode of LTV. Tune in next month when our expertise discusses the useful area of the lens.